to welcome the dignitaries to the dais. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Hemant Kumar, Professor K.S. Rangappa, Dr. Srini Kaveri, Mr. Francois Xavier Mortil, Dr. Ambika Anil Kumar, Lucy Gillette, and Dr. G.R. Janardhan. And our beloved registrar, Professor Shivappa.
Sir, please. Sir, please come, sir. Sir.
I also welcome the gathering, including heads of the department and academic staff from various departments of University of Mysore to the opportunities in higher education and scientific cooperation in France. We start the program by invocation. I request Ms. Soumya, who is our MSc microbiology student from University of Mysore, to deliver the invocation.
बोले दुबारे शारदे, बोले दुबारे शारदे, गाना वीणा चतुरले, बोले दुबारे शारदे, गाना वीणा चतुरले, ಎನ್ನಂತರಂಗದ ಭಾವವೆಲ್ಲವ ಹೊಮ್ಮಿಸಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯಿಂದ ಅಂತರಂಗದ ಭಾವವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಮ್ಮಿಸಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯಿಂದ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇರದಿರೆ ಉಲಿಯಲಾರೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇರದಿರೆ ಉಲಿಯಲಾರೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರಾಣಿ ಒಲಿದು ಬಾರೆ ಶಾರದೆ ಗಾನ ವೀಣಾ ಚತುರಲೆ ಜಡದ ಭಾವವನಳಿಸುದ ಚೇತನವೆನಗೆ ನೀಡಿದೆ ಜಡದ ಭಾವವನಳಿಸುದ ಚೇತನವೆನಗೆ ನೀಡಿದೆ ಮನವು ನಿರ್ಮಲವಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಸುಮಧುರ ಗಾನದಿಂದ ಒಲಿದು ಬಾರೆ ಶಾರದೆ ಗಾನ ವೀಣಾ ಚತುರಲೆ ಗಾನ ವೀಣಾ ಚತುರಲೆ.
Thank you, Ms. Soumya. It's my pleasure to request Dr. G.R. Janardhan, Director, International Center, University of Mysore, to welcome the gathering.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to participate in this morning function, and today it is my duty to welcome the dignitaries on the dais and also the invitees. From 17th century until 1954, France maintained its colonial presence in Indian subcontinent. It has established diplomatic relations with independent India in 1947. A treaty of cession signed by the two countries in 1956 and its ratification in 1962 marked the starting point for the Indo-French relationship. The bilateral relations with France are always positive, especially strong in the fields of defense, civil nuclear energy, aerospace research, healthcare, and recently the education. From 2014, France has been an educational destination for many Indian students, though the scientific and technological cooperation between the two countries began much earlier. To the testimony to this, Pasteur Institute in Kunur, Tamil Nadu, is one of the oldest vaccine manufacturing unit in India, was established way back in 1907. The cultural exchanges between two countries brought together people from art, music, dance, cinema, and literature. The Indo-French Cultural Exchange Program, CEP, provides the overall umbrella for the variety of cultural programs in India and France. Despite the progress made between the two countries in different areas, there is much more to be done to establish a strong bondage between people of India and France. To take it to the higher level, the French embassy in India is showcasing France as an higher education and research destination for Indian students and faculty members. I believe today's program is one of them to bring together scientific diaspora of the two countries to contribute innovative ideas for a better world tomorrow. I'm very happy that the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University of Mysore, Professor G. Hemant Kumar, is no time given the importance to arrange this program at the Vijnana Bhavan today. Being a Millennium Plaque honor, the Prime Minister Award for a contribution in the field of science and technology by the Indian Science Congress Association in 2018, Professor G. Hemant Kumar contributed immensely for the progress of scientific research in the university department. Professor G. Hemant Kumar is a computer science professor. He has over 2,135 citations to his research articles with H index of 22 and I-10 index of 51. Professor Hemant Kumar is instrumental in ongoing several MOUs of the university and the Oengai University China, Indo-European Project Network, research collaboration with University of Barcelona and Chinese Academy of Sciences, Beijing. For the last 3.5 years, he has been our motivator and inspiration for the completion of many research projects in the university. In spite of COVID-19 onslaught, he made every faculty aware of the responsibilities and how to discharge them at the time of distress. He has been a pillar of strength for getting much needed higher NA, NAC and NIRF ranking to the University of Mysore. I am very happy that he has kindly consented to preside over this presentation by the French embassy. On behalf of everyone assembled here, on my personal behalf, I extend him a warm welcome to this morning function. Welcome you, sir. To this event on opportunities in higher education and scientific cooperation in France, we have on the stage Professor K.S. Rangappa, who has made novel and significant contribution to chemical biology and drug discovery. Being a Vice Chancellor of the two great universities, and he is also Fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, Fellow of National Academy of Sciences, Fellow of Indian Science Congress, made a significant contribution to the science in this country. I, on behalf of the University of Mysore and behalf of everyone assembled here, it is my pleasure to welcome Professor Rangappa to this function. The chief guest of today's function, Mr. Thierry Berthelot, supposed Consular General of France, Bangalore, supposed to attend this function. Because of his busy other schedule, he could not able to make it, but in his absence, I welcome him to this gathering. For this important meet today, we have Dr. Francois Xavier Martiriel, Attaché for the Scientific and Academic Cooperation, Bangalore. Dr. Francois Xavier Martiriel is an associate professor at the National Institute of Applied Sciences. He had PhD degree in mechanical and civil engineering. He had several positions in France and on international cooperation. He is in charge of the Indo-French scientific and academic collaboration and has organized several meets and has vast experience in this field. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome him on behalf of the University of Mysore to this function. Please welcome. We have another guest of honor and well-wisher of the university, Dr. Srini Kaveri, the director of CNRS Bureau, India. Dr. Srini Kaveri has a degree in veterinary medicine in Bangalore and PhD degree from Pasteur Institute. Dr. Kaveri research is focused on immunology, immunopathology, and immunotherapy. Dr. Srini Kaveri has been actively involved in Indo-French research activities. He was an adjunct professor at the IBAB Bangalore, Center for Human Genetics, Bangalore, Unity University, Noida, and the University of Mysore. Dr. Kaveri now represent as a director of CNRS New Delhi, Bureau at the French Embassy, and he is here today. It is my pleasure to welcome him on behalf of the University of Mysore. On the stage, we have the Registrar of the University of Mysore, Professor R. Shivappa, who has been the academic administrative head for the last 3 years and did wonderful job as a registrar and contributed immensely his service to the University of Mysore. He is here today. He is a professor of social work and contributed immensely for the progress of the field. On behalf of everyone assembled here, I welcome Professor R. Shivappa, the Registrar of the University of Mysore, to this function. We have on the stage Dr. Ambika Anil Kumar, Deputy Science and Academic Cooperation, Bangalore. Being a trained chemist, she had a PhD degree in cell biology from NCBS Bangalore and held many positions before she joined Embassy of France in India as the scientific coordinator. I'm very happy that she is here today. On behalf of everyone assembled here, I welcome her to this morning function. Another guest, Mr. Lucille Gillet, working as project manager, science and academic cooperation, Bangalore. Her role is to develop a joint project between India and France in order to promote French expertise. I welcome her also to this function. We have Suhas Kakar, who is also organizing many programs for the students of India. He is attached to the Embassy of France. I welcome Mr. Suhas Kakar, yes, Kakar, to this function. Please welcome. In response to our invitation, we have Deans of Science and Technology, Professor S.T. Basurajappa, who is here. I welcome Dr. Basurajappa to this function and all other deans who are here to witness this morning meet. It is my pleasure to welcome all the heads of the departments of the campus, director of the institutes, principals of all constituent colleges, university, and all other invitees, students, research scholars to this function with a short notice. I welcome media friends from print as well as visual who are here to cover this program. Finally, I welcome everyone who have responded to our invitation. Thank you very much.
The dignitaries on the dais will water the plant and inaugurate this program.
Please hold.
It is a symbol of
In the next part of the program, I request our guest of honor, Mr. Francois Xavier Montreal, Attaché for Scientific and Academic Cooperation, Bengaluru, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very good morning to all of you. Thank you very much for welcoming us today. Once again, Mr. Vice Chancellor, Professor Rangappa, and all the honorary guests. I would like to apologize our Consul General, Mr. Thierry Berthelot, who at the last minute has to attend a meeting with our French Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is visiting India, who she's meeting Prime Minister Modi in Delhi today, and they have some meetings prior of this, so unable to join for this trip, but they will come back for sure. He's just based in Bangalore permanently, so very easy to come to Mysore. I've been there for 2 years, and I would like just firstly to give a quickly big picture of the organization of France and the French Embassy and the French representation in India. So the French Embassy, led by the French Ambassador, His Excellency Emmanuel Lenin, is based in Delhi. And in order to be as close as possible to our Indian partners, we have some consulates through the country in several places. And in some of them, we, as attaché working in French Embassy, are hosted in this consulate. So this is my case. I've been for 2 years based in Bangalore, but I'm working for the French Embassy. And I'm taking care of the 5 southern states of India, from Andhra Pradesh to Kerala, through Telangana, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka, and the territory. Is made as Dr. Ambika, who is my deputy, based also in Bangalore, Lucy, who is our higher education and scientific officer, based with us also in Bangalore. And we have, in addition, on top of that, a team of Campus France manager. Campus France is a window of the higher education of France to explain to students or the faculty members what is done in France. And Mr. Yash Kakar is head of Campus France for Karnataka. So he's the one who is visiting the university, meeting the students, meeting the faculty, the international relations directors, to explain also to them what France can do and how it can be something interesting. And we have some other colleagues who are based in Tamil Nadu, based in Telangana, based in Kerala, so they are as close as possible to the university. This is how we are connected and reporting to the embassy. And we have globally in this organization is making us able to deploy 3 main axes of collaboration with India. The relation between India and France are old, as have been reminded by Mr. Registrar. You maybe all have heard about the long-term collaboration between Vikram Sarabhai and Jacques Blamont for space collaboration in the early 60s, in 1962 or 3, they started together, and this has been one of the stone bring to the creation of ISRO and all this development in the future. And so we are continuing. This is something very important. We want to capitalize even more and develop even more. So the 3 main axes we're working on, the first one is to explain how France can be a very good alternative for Indian students who are wishing to go abroad. Every year, we observe hundreds of thousands of Indian students who are wishing to go abroad, wishing to travel, to study overseas, to make their undergraduate in India and their PG abroad. And we just want to remind that France is a very valuable option for them for several points that Yash can come back and explain with more details, but roughly the quality of the French education, whatever it is in the business management, business schools, engineering schools, hard sciences, applied sciences, arts. There's a lot of diversity. The higher education in India is very diverse, but the French is very diverse too, and there's a very good partnership existing. A lot of MOU are existing already between Indian institution and French institution, which allow exchange programs and twinning programs, and all these mobility things. The second thing, which is already always we like to remind that it's more affordable than it is in some other country. If you look at the price of the studies for this kind of quality, it is, let's say, cheaper in France than it is in some other countries. And last but not least, the quality of life and the affordability of the cost of life. And on top of that, the ability of France to welcome international students. Just quick numbers, we're having 350,000 and between 350,000 and 400,000 international students in our university, and 42% of our PhD students are international in France, which means that if you go in a lab in France, almost half of the researchers are not French passports. They come from abroad, they come from all over the places. And you can speak in English, you can learn in English, you can do your master degree in English. You don't need to be fluent in French at all. You just need to have few knowledge of French to help you for the real life. But besides that, you can do your curriculum 100% in English. We have 1,640, I think, program completely taught in English, which is opening the door to more international students to come and to get familiar with our country, our way of living, and then maybe to learn French if they want, because it will be an added value. One of the added value will be once these students want to go back to their country, and especially for India, we're having almost 1,000 of French companies based in India. In Mysore, I know Altran, Capgemini, but if you go, you know Dassault, you know Airbus, you know all these big companies, you know Sanofi, Servier, Baume in the biosectors, you know Société Générale, you know Crédit Agricole in the bank systems. All of them are here in India, having headquarters, having subsidiaries, and all of them, whatever your field of specialty, will be more than happy to recruit students who have studied in France, because they have been used to work with French people and maybe they know little of French. And these two things will make a very big difference for them among the lots of applications this company are receiving. The second big axe versus the French attractivity, the attractivity of France for Indian students to go to studies is one, and the second one is something we are very happy to do, and this is why we were discussing before. Maybe this is why I'm an associate professor myself. Dr. Ambika is a researcher herself, because second axis is to develop and strengthen the scientific relations and research activity between Indian and French researchers. We've been having collaboration for quite a while, and all of us as associate professors, we know that our career depends on the co-publications, international collaborations, all the things we are developing. And to do that, the best way is also to have some support and to do it and to help connection. And so this is exactly what we are doing. Every 2 years, we are organizing a knowledge summit in India, which helps tens of Indian and French researchers to gather and to, during different sessions, talk about the different topics they are working on, whatever it is, material sciences, biosciences, health, aeronautics, mathematics, AI, everything is covered through this knowledge summit. And we're having also some financial tools, because we all know that for research, we need at one moment to be able to pay for mobility, because we need to meet, we need to discuss, we need to sit together and to dig to see where the axis of development. We need also to recruit some master degree for the internship. We need to help PhD students to be there and to be part of the team. And all this is made through different tools, such as the CEFIPRA, which is a joint venture between France and India, managed by DST in Delhi on the one hand, and the French embassy on the other hand. We have some scholarship programs. Every year, it's something which is maybe not known, but France in India is dedicating 12 crores to scholarships to Indian students, which is given at different level. It is given at bachelor level for lab sessions. It is given for master degree. It is given for exchange program for institutions who are enjoying MOU. And it is given at PhD level. It is made directly by us or in connection and coordination with CEFIPRA. This gives an opportunity to, independently to how wealthy are the students, to go to France and to experience something like this, which can be very fruitful for them. And we've seen that lots of them, after going only 1 month or 2 months to France, after that are so convinced it's a good opportunity for them, are applying and then going for the PG or for the PhD. So it's something we are quite happy to have and to deploy, both to support the postdocs and the senior researchers, but also the young students who are wishing to go and maybe to enroll this career as a researcher. So roughly in a nutshell, this is what we are doing. And the last one, the last axis is to let people know what we are doing, because maybe what I've just said, you were not already aware as you're already academia and faculty members. So just imagine public outreach and people from companies, sometimes they don't know what we are doing. So it's one of our duty to explain them what we are doing, because sometimes we discover some synergy. I will just take one as an example. We were visiting the French company Valeo, VALEO, based in Tamil Nadu mainly, and having a research center. And we just discovered Valeo is financing 7 PhD students in India, which is a lot of things. And they are not doing it fully with coordination with us, unfortunately. And now they are developing joint program with us, so they can have some support, some financing support and help, and we can move forward with them. So it's something very important. And the reason we're here is because Mysore and the University of Mysore, Mysore is a big city, a big university, and the University of Mysore is one of them. And through the NEP, the new education policy, which has been launched some years ago, a couple of years, and applied since 2021, it is highly encouraged for Indian University to develop the internationalization. So once again, we're just here to come and say that France can be a good alternative, whatever you want to go to work on the pure research activity, or you want to work on the academia sector, like exchange programs, or the connection with the French corporate sectors. There's a lot to do upon what you really wish to do. And I'll be more happy to answer you with my team to answer your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for addressing the gathering and elaborating on the higher education and research opportunities in France. Actually, I want to apologize. Now I request Professor K.S. Rangappa, former Vice Chancellor, University of Mysore and Karnataka State Open University, to address the gathering and deliver his inaugural address.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning, everyone. Esteemed Vice Chancellor of the University of Mysore, Professor Hemant Kumar, Dr. Xavier, Dr. Srini Kaveri, Dr. Ambika, Dr. Lee, Mr. Yash, Professor Jonathan, Dr. Chandranayak, many distinguished professors of the University of Mysore, ladies and gentlemen, media friends. It's indeed an honor for me to be here in the midst of French family. I know Srini Kaveri for the last several years. On behalf of the University of Mysore, I am extremely happy that the family of the friend are here with us to support the University of Mysore in every possible ways. I am grateful to you all. You know, today, the opportunities in higher education and scientific cooperation in France, particularly. As you all know, from the University of Mysore, I had the privilege to have a CIFEFRA project between India and France. I worked for almost 5 years with Tanvi Morosi from Mobler. Likewise, my group had the collaboration with several countries in the world. I had collaboration with National University of Singapore, even today, Japan, Hokkaido University, Kobe, Kyoto University, and so on, and Oxford University, UK, South Africa on the area of malaria, and United States of America, Korea Institute of Science and Technology, Korea. My group had all these collaborative projects. Because of that, my own group research publications are now almost 700. 650, my group alone, with 13 patents from Japan, Korea, and India. why I mention this is, unless you have a collaboration with a knowledgeable scientists around the world, we cannot reach the target. That is the order of the day. In fact, this collaboration helped me in getting so many publications, nearly 700 publications with 13 patents. And in the world, every country contact me now or the other day, one or the other day, through my research publications only, not by anything else. Therefore, collaboration can provide a much needed boost and quickly in academic and co-curricular offerings for institutions without strengths in certain areas. By emphasizing collaboration, we can define this new era of higher education as one of the growth through cooperation rather than retrenchment. The benefits of collaboration include higher employment levels, and higher wages, greater social countries underinvest in their territory education systems. Therefore, it helps people become better citizens, get a better paid job, shows the difference between good and bad. And in fact, education shows us the importance of hard work, and at the same time helps us to grow and develop by ourselves. Thus, we are able to shape a better society to live in by knowing, and respecting rights, laws, and regulations, and so on. Therefore, an educated society is crucial for economic growth. Two, we need people to continue to learn and research in order to constantly stay innovative. In order to do innovative things in the area of your own, we need to have collaboration. Countries with higher literacy rates also tend to be a better economic situations. With a more educated population, more employment opportunities are open. Therefore, there are several important benefits studying abroad or with a collaboration, like improve your language skills, experience different style of teaching since you are in the university, impress employees, enhance your network, learn about new cultures and also perspectives, develop your confidence, see the world, and discover career opportunities abroad. There are many benefits with you if you have a collaboration. This is my own experience with having the collaboration with several countries, more than 10 countries, even today. I can say certainly I can contact, I can collaborate, I can cooperate with a person who has got good brain. So also the vice versa. I can interact with many scientists, renowned scientists, Nobel laureates in the world, so that your knowledge will be enriched. Your knowledge will be fruitful for the University of Mysore. Therefore, I'm extremely happy that the French people are here, the French embassy, to promote the University of Mysore in terms of research and so on. The international partnerships between the universities are beneficial, as I said, to all, from the staff and students to the world as a whole. Then I'm confident why students should benefit and how this helps you. That's our motive, that the university's motive is that one. And how researchers on a large scale and also in general the world benefits. These are the important benefits that one can definitely get. Therefore, the most important aspect of a partnership, endurance, is an alliance of ideas and goals. This means selecting which institutions to partner with carefully while confirming at every stage that all members of the partnership are on the same page. Therefore, working with different countries, particularly, in fact, Xavier helped us last month I was in Paris. He helped us to go there, and I'm during the pandemic time, where they had and that's the cooperation between the University of Mysore and the French embassy. Therefore, the University of Mysore is really extremely grateful to you all for having come all the way to have collaboration with the University of Mysore. The University of Mysore have several genuine and intelligent researchers. They can make use of this opportunity to go with you. And Sini Kaveri, he is a Bangalorean. He wants to help the University of Mysore. He said today morning that the University of Mysore should be figured in the world map. This is 100 years old. We have the best brain from the University of Mysore. He knows the truth. Therefore, he is here with us, bringing all of the families. Dr. Ambika, see, all of them are scientists. They know the real problem, and certainly they are going to help us. Our students, our faculty will be definitely the beneficiaries. Then I'm sure the University of Mysore will make use of this opportunity to have collaboration with you, definitely, and we are with you, sir.
Thank you.
And for this international program, Dr. Janardhan, when I was the Vice Chancellor, I found Janardhan is an excellent professor who can coordinate with the foreign countries, and still he is there. Therefore, he will definitely manage the show. He will manage different countries, of course, with the University of Mysore, and bring the University of Mysore up. I'm really grateful again to the French family and the University of Mysore for having taken up this important task. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening the gathering regarding collaborative research and about higher opportunities. Now I request Dr. Srini Kaveri, Director, CNRS, New Delhi, to address the gathering.
Thank you very much. Vice Chancellor will have to step out, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, but we have the former Vice Chancellor and my good friend, Professor Rangappa. It's a pleasure being here. This is one place where I do not hesitate at all in speaking in Kannada. This is one place where I feel so, really, I feel I'm home. I'm home. Ellargu namaskara. Nenu idi 2-3 ಗಂಟೆ ಭಾಷಣ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಭಯಪಡಬೇಡಿ. Even that 2-minute talk, I would have liked to speak in Kannada, but I see that there may be some non-Kannada speaking people, therefore I switch back to English. So for me, coming to Mysore is like coming home, because first of all, I am part of the same family. I'm part of you people. I am an adjunct professor here, so I'm home. And secondly, as I said, it's a place in Karnataka where I come from, where I hail from. So I'm really at home here. I will be very brief. The advantage or disadvantage of talking at the end is they have already said all that I wanted to say, but much better than what I could say. François Xavier told all the different mechanisms by which we could work with France at the student level, at the researcher level, and even later on, if you have studied there, how you can engage yourselves in the French, for example, the enterprises and other setup here. And Professor Rangappa gave such a beautiful demonstration of the usefulness of collaboration. And he narrated what are the advantages so beautifully. I'm sure you're all convinced now that, for achieving your goals, like good old times, you need to step out, you need to talk to people, you need to interact. And when the synergy happens, then the productivity, it is much better, okay, in science. So let me be very brief. If all of you are involved in teaching and to some extent research, and you are training the young people towards research also, then extremely important to know that for international collaboration with France, there are several mechanisms. I will not narrate them all because you may not be able to remember, but you remember my name, Srinivas Kaveri, or the French people here, okay? François Xavier, Ambika, Yash, Lucille, we are all here to help you. And we will really do the hand holding, how to apply for either if you're advising the young students for exchange programs, and if you are scientists or teachers, how to apply for research grants. I'll just mention the names of some of the important research agencies in France, because it so happens that India, because of its affinity for the French English language, we often tend to not know or ignore the foreign countries or the French education system or research systems. French research has done extremely well. We mentioned about Louis Pasteur earlier, and Professor Janardhan is a fan of Louis Pasteur. Who is not, or who cannot be, okay? And he was saying, oh, he's so proud to have met me because I did my PhD in Louis Pasteur Institute. This is fantastic. So just like Louis Pasteur or Louis Braille or Lavoisier or Pascal's law, I'm sure most of you have done the Pascal's law, and you would know, but you don't associate very often with France. But France is a very important research country. I'll stop here by saying there are research agencies equivalent of CSIR, which is my organization, CNRS. There is equivalent of ICAR, which is in French we call it INRA-A, and you have a statistical institute like INSEE, or for computer science, INRIA, and various other research organizations like IRD, Health Sciences, INSERM. I'll not flood you with too much information today, but take-home message is, if you're thinking of higher education, think of research. If you're thinking of research, think of France, and we are there to help you. Thank you very much, but I have one important message, very, very important message. It's a real honor for me to be amongst my own family members and to mention a very important news, and this is something that I'm almost emotional about. Professor Rangappa has been nominated as the ambassador for higher education, science, and technology by Hokkaido University in Japan. And we must all be very happy about it. I take this opportunity as a colleague, allow me to say, as a colleague, to felicitate him this morning. And thank you very much for joining me in this felicitation. You have to tell me the procedure. Yes.
I wish to thank Dr. Srinivas Kaveri. It's our immense pleasure. On behalf of University of Mysore, we would like to felicitate Professor K.S. Rangappa, a renowned academist, former Vice Chancellor, University of Mysore and Karnataka State Open University, for being appointed as Ambassador for Higher Education at the Hokkaido University. I request all the dignitaries and the dais to join our Honorable Vice Chancellor in felicitating Professor K.S. Rangappa. Thank you, sir. On behalf of University of Mysore, I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Hemant Kumar, and also our beloved Professor K.S. Rangappa to honor the French delegation. I request Dr. Franco Xavier, Professor Srini Kaveri, Dr. Ambika Anil Kumar, Dr. Yash, and Lucy Gullet to be seated.
I'll put it fully. Yeah, it's suitable for you. Hey, yes. Exactly. Okay. Now we'll look for the up in the center. This will go to your French embassy. Yes.
Oh, yes. For sure.
Yeah. Cover back your
Yes. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Mysore, Professor G. Hemant Kumar, to deliver his presidential address.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Dignitaries on the dais, Professor K.S. Rangappa, my mentor and former Vice Chancellor of the University of Mysore and Karnataka State Open University. Guest of honor, Mr. Francisco Xavier and Dr. Srini Kaveri, is a good friend since 3-4 years. And Dr. Janardhan, who is the organizer of this program, Dr. S. Chandra Naik, who is the coordinator of this program, and Anupama Ambika, and Dr. Louis Gillett, and also Yash Karkar, and the persons from consulate, France consulate, and all my colleagues, students, and also media friends. So I'm very happy to be here in association of the French consulate, and we are working with them since many years with some of the universities. So University of Mysore is one of the university, has taken lead in having the internationalization of education at various levels. Since our PG students, so when I was the director of International Center, it was more than 800. Now, because of last 2 years COVID, it has been decreased. My target was to make 2000 in last 4 years, but it could not happen because of this COVID and the problems with issuance of the visas and other things. So we are very happy because I personally have done the projects with Europe, two major projects. One is MILE and another is MILES and Equambi, where funding came from Europe Commission, and 6 universities from India and 6 universities from Europe. We worked together. So I think last month only I gave the completion report. New project also we are applying what we call on this occasion. So I'm very happy that now national education policy always says that we have to internalize international students should come more, and also at the same time more number of our students should go to international universities. Exposures are required, as Dr. Srinidhi and also that our consulate professors, our officers has told. Really, it is required nowadays. Whatever the things that we are learning, it needs some exposure, international exposure. So now what we can see during September, most of our Indian students are going to abroad for the studies. So all flights are full with only our Indian students to have the education there for 2 years. So now University of Mysore has started a trend since 2007 to have the twinning degree program with China. So even today, 100 Chinese students are coming here. All our faculty of computer science department, so they have visited China. They have taught Chinese students for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. So we had a good program since 2007 up to 2020-21. We ran very successfully. Now, because of the COVID and other reasons, we have temporarily not stopped. We are making online. So like that, we need to have the programs like twinning degree programs, dual degree programs we can think of. Last month only UGC chairman has given the regulations for twinning degree programs where we can start twinning degree and also dual degree with any of the countries. So regulation and also this thing has come out now. So when we started at this 2007, we actually fought with the government to make twinning degree. We got the approval of the governor and statute was made and other things. Now it is very easy because we need to go for the international level education to all the universities. UGC has given what we call the guidelines. So using that guidelines, definitely we can make few programs, which is making twinning with the France, what we call country. So we can think of 2 years degree program, where 1 year they can study here, 1 year they can come and study there. Because all the 2 years they may not be able to study. At the same time, all the coursework they can do it here, and project work they can do what we call in the France. Similarly, reverse also. 1 year your students can study there and they can come here for the Indian education here. So that we need to plan. I think 1 or 2 universities and their what we call leaders and our university leaders, our university academic what we call teachers can discuss. So like that, we have got a lot of opportunities. So India, as you know, what we call more of youth now, and our university is what we call has got more number of students. But we have to find out where, how can they pay the money. And as you told that our teachers can also come for their research. So every what we call year, so 6 weeks, 8 weeks on a visit, and working there, they can produce some paper. Or last when I became vice chancellor, I made one offer to all the departments can invite one teacher from the other university. The ranking should be within 100. In the world ranking should be within 100. So like that, many department has got the opportunities. The teacher will come here and stay here for 8 weeks. Okay, he will discuss with our researchers and students, and you will pay his to and fro this thing, and also some amount of remuneration also. That I think from this year onwards we can continue because the visa and other things are coming now. So means teacher exchange program, student exchange program, twinning degree programs, dual degree programs. So there are many opportunities because now the central government has opened that what we call the things which was closed for a long time. So using this, definitely University of Mysore will be having many MOUs with the consulate of France, and we are going to be what we call we want our students to have exposure. At least every year, many more than 200, 300 students will come out like this. So gradually it can increase. So we can plan this because our academic year starts in November. So you can plan this. We can have some special courses. Our admissions are different. So international students' admission should be somewhat different. My China students' admissions are totally different. They come 1, 2 months earlier. They can learn English. Then they come to the classes. Like that, we can plan the things where how our students can come go over there. What are all the financial help we can also make, where what we call the government can also make, how to select the students. All these things will work out. With this, I'm very happy to be here with all the officers and the scientists who are coming from France. And I hope all our teachers who are here, our main prime department chairmen and teachers are here. So definitely they will also take up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for addressing the gathering. We have with us Dr. Yash, and he would like to address the gathering.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, all of you, for having us over here, especially the leadership team of the University of Mysore. It's great to be here, and I think it's the first time that we're engaging on such a large scale with this university, and hopefully do a lot more. Just to give you a small insight, so we're a part of Campus France. I head the Karnataka office for student mobility as well as promotions of higher education in France. We're basically under the French Ministry of External Affairs, the education wing of the French Embassy in India. And we basically promote higher education in France, the student benefits, of course, creating collaborations with different institutes. As a part of all of this, promotions plays a very big role in what we do. And we have multiple events that happen throughout the year, basically for students as well as the academic teams, faculty, parents, everyone who is involved in higher education. As a part of this, we have our biggest event that we host every year in different cities pan-India. We will be hosting the Choose France tour in Bangalore this time on the 13th of October. And of course, we would like to formally invite everyone at the University of Mysore to be present. If you can make it to Bangalore, it's not too far away. To be a part of it, you can come and meet over 30, 35 French institutes directly. Speak to them about the different courses that they offer, understand the process of admission, and how easy it is to study in France. Of course, with the added benefit of all of the student benefits and everything that France offers. So it is a big consideration now for Indian students. It is climbing exponentially, and hopefully that all of you will be a part of it. And hope we see you all in Bangalore. So we would like to formally invite all of you to this session. So I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor as well as Professor K.S. Rangappa to accept this formal invitation from us.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to invite Professor S. Chandranaik, Coordinator, Vignan Bhavana, University of Mysore, to deliver his vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. Needless to say, this is the meaningful day in the University of Mysore as we have hosted greatest French delegation to have fruitful interaction on opportunities and scientific cooperation in France, mainly on research and teaching collaborations. I, along with fellow colleagues and students, feel really enlightened and believe that we learned a lot of things from this meeting. If time is money, then today they have spent millions for us. Thanks to Mr. Franco Xavier Montel, Dr. Srini Kaveri, Dr. Ambika Anil Kumar, Ms. Luzil Gullet, and Dr. Yesh for making this event a great success. I, on behalf of the organizing team, convey deep regards and hearty thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Hemant Kumar, for his constant support and help in successful organizing this meeting. I must say that incredible leadership and timely advice and guidance provided by Professor Rangappa sir has been indispensable for us to work on this meeting. We will ever remain grateful to you, sir, and we thank you for being with us today. I thank Professor Janardana, Director, International Center, for timely help for organizing this program. Thank you very much, sir. We are sure all the students and staff of our university greatly benefited by this meeting. We hope they will capitalize on this experience for an extended collaboration with France. I thank one and all. Thank you very much.